Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to invite. Hi. Hi, Maya. How are you? Thanks for joining me. Hi, Samia. How are you? I'm going to invite some of my friends in um, over here. Hold on. For some reason, my camera is going out on me. I don't know what's happening. Hello, Pilot Jones. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Thank you all for joining me. Let me see if I can invite some people over here. There we go. Got it. I have a couple of people who said they wanted to be invited to the live, and I'm inviting them. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, so hang on. Instagram. I don't know what's going on with my phone and Instagram, but my camera keeps going dark. So I'm going to go out and come right back in. And if you all can hang on. Hi, Mary. How are you? Yes, I am having a sensational Sunday. And if my camera over here on Instagram would act right, uh, hang on. Okay, so yeah, I got to start it over because it's going out for some reason. Okay, I will be right back, guys, on Instagram. Let me see if I can get back in here on Instagram. Okay, so, all right, I'm back, and hopefully my camera won't go out. It kept turning black for some reason. My screen kept going dark for some reason. So today I am going to be talking about a video that I put out. Was it Thursday? What's today? Might have been Friday that I put it out about sleep. And I wanted to let you all know a lot of people who chimed in on the video were like, my 10-month-old, my 11-month-old, my 1-year-old, they keep waking up, they keep waking up, they keep waking up. At that age, one of the reasons that they could be waking up is because they're teething. I also had someone chime in today that says, well, I don't see any teeth yet, so you must not be teething. What I wanted to explain is if you've ever had a toothache, and I have because I've had dental problems since I was a little bitty girl, since I was pretty much birth. My first set of teeth came in with like a yellow coating on them, and that yellow coating affected the rest of my, even today, still affecting my teeth. I had a gum disease that's still affecting me. So, and back then, 40 some odd years ago, 40, 50 years ago, technology wasn't like it is today. So I did what I could to protect my teeth. But what I'm trying to say is if you've ever had a toothache, if you notice when you get good and quiet and still, like in the middle of the night when you're just peaceful, all of a sudden with every heartbeat, it just starts to throb and throb and throb and throb and throb. I don't know why it's throbbing, but it is. Um, and that pain, every time that pain, well, your child feels the same thing. If they are teething, you may not be able to see the teeth, but when they are teething, their gums start to throb And just like with you, in the middle of the night, they are throbbing with every heartbeat. And you may be able to take it and sleep through it. Your child, however, can't. They're going to wake up. They're going to want mama because mama is the safe place. Mama is the one that's going to fix it, or daddy, or whoever the adult in their life is at that time. They're going to want you to fix it. Now, a lot of families go with the natural way. Some families use medicine, oral gel, Tylenol, Motrin, the teething tablets, their teething toys. But it's like the most inconvenient time. It's the middle of the night. You trying to sleep. You want them to sleep, but it's just not happening. Yes, the positive girl. Yes, it hurts your heart to see them in pain and to see them crying and not getting no relief. Um, but that affects sleep. Your child is not waking up just for no reason at all, unless they have created a habit of eating in the middle of the night. And when they create those habits of eating in the middle of the night, they're going to wake up like clockwork because that's how you have trained their body. That's their routine. When I asked those questions on that video on Friday, it was all about your child's routine. If your child has been waking up for 6 months at 4 a.m. every morning, then that's their routine. That's what their body knows, and their body will react to that. Okay, it's 4 o'clock, wake up. Okay, it's 4 o'clock, wake up. If you are on a schedule, your body will automatically wake up. Okay, it's 5 o'clock. You got to get up, get ready for work. Somewhere around 5 o'clock, 4 or 5 mornings a week, your body is going to regulate itself and wake up at that time. So, when your baby has been doing this for so long and has regulated their body to do this for so long, that's why they're getting up. And it may seem like I said in my video something about is this really what they need, or is this a ploy to get you to come in there? Babies and toddlers, children in general, are an advocate for themselves and not necessarily what they need, because sometimes they should say what they want, because sometimes what they want is not necessarily good for them, but they want it anyway. Like climbing on top of the bed and trying to walk across there. I've had a child do that across her crib. No, that's not safe. That's not even risky play. That's just playing on dangerous. You can hurt yourself. You may want to do that. And yes, if I take her down, she's going to scream and yell bloody murder because I won't let her do what she wants to do. Your child wants to eat in the middle of the night, not necessarily that they're hungry, but my body has regulated so much so that for the last 6 months, this is what I have done. This is what I'm going to continue to do. And if you try to stop me, I'm screaming bloody murder. And when you scream blood, that baby screams bloody murder because you won't let me have what I want. How dare you not feed me in the middle of the night? You know what I want. It's not a it's not something that uh, they are well, should I say, it seems like I just laid my head down and all of a sudden you hear them scream like, really? Seriously? You've been asleep for almost an hour. The minute I get ready to lay my head down, that's when you decide to scream. That's when it seems like, and you're like, ah, especially if you are already tired, you have been working, you have come home to family, had to cook, clean, do all the things. If you're a single parent, you have been doing all the things. It is hard uh, to continue to do all the things when you're running on empty, when you're running on fumes. And if you're running on fumes and your baby starts crying in the middle of the night and you get frustrated and you're tired. And I know some of you say, well, I just won't let my baby cry. I have to go get him. I'm not asking you to let your baby cry. I'm asking you to give your child a chance to self-soothe. And yes, babies can self-soothe. I had someone say, well, it's scientifically unable to self-soothe. I've been working with children for 40 years. Every child is different. But you have to learn the difference between a whine, between the you know how I should say in the movie Grumpy Old Men, when they get up out of the chair, the recliner chair, they like, ugh, they're trying to get up out of the chair and making a noise because they're moving. Babies do that in their sleep. If they're startled in the middle of sleep and they go eh, 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 it's because they may be adjusting, they may be turning over, they may be doing anything, but that doesn't mean they need you to readily run and get them. Give them a chance to uh, settle back down, because it may have been just they were rolling over, or it may have been they had a dream and they're screaming out in their dreams and something was chasing them or whatever was going on in their dreams, and it lasts 2 or 3 seconds and then they're done. So give them that 10, 15, 20 seconds to see what they're going to do. And if it doesn't get past the eh, eh, if your baby really needs you, your baby's going to start crying. Give them a chance to regulate their bodies. Give them a chance to go back to sleep and settle on their own without you having to settle them. They'll never learn how to settle themselves if you go running to the rescue. It's just like them learning how to uh, do a new task. You show them, you help them the first couple of times, and then you let them do it on their own. Yes, they're going to get frustrated, but then you let them do it. You didn't learn how to do your job overnight. It took training, it took schooling, it took trying it again and again. Let your baby do the same thing. They're tiny humans. They have the same feelings that we have. And yes, science is good. I love science. But science is an ongoing experimental thing. It's the same thing you're doing with your baby. It's an ongoing experimental thing, because if this doesn't work for your child, that's not for your child. Try something else. If that doesn't work for your child, okay, then try something else. Even with siblings, one thing that works for one child does not work for the other child. That's why I don't discipline my children the same, because they are different children. They need different disciplinary actions, and they need different when I talk to them differently. I ask them questions differently, because they are not the same. So what doesn't work for your child, try something else. There are several ways of getting your child to go to sleep, but teething, I don't think your baby's going to sleep through teething, um, because it is painful. And I say that because of my own personal experience. It is painful to have a toothache and trying to sleep at the same time. So I would say, hold on, let me move this camera out of the way, because it just completely went dark on me on Instagram. So I apologize to my Instagram people. Sorry. But when your child screams in the middle of the night and you know that scream is bloody murder, and by the time you get to the door, they stop, wait a second before you go in, because they could have gone back to sleep. But if the crying stops for a second and then it continues, go get your child. I'm not saying don't go to your child and take care of their needs. And I think that was what was misunderstood in my video. I was asking questions to raise awareness, not asking questions to tell you to uh, not go get your child, not take care of your child's needs. When I do my NCS work, I take care of babies, and I'm in the same room with them. Hold on, I'm adjusting this camera yet again. Okay, now I can see me better. Um, when I go get them, I'm let me back up. My husband just walked in and distracted me. I'm in the same room with them. I sleep in the same room with them. From most of the time, I get them at birth. Sometimes I get them, 4, 5, 6 weeks old. But I am in the same room with them so I can learn their cries. I can learn their movements, their little grunts, what they mean, what happens when they grunt this way or when they scream out that way. If they have gas, a lot of times that is the problem when your child wakes up in the middle of the night. If you hear the child all of a sudden scream, it could be teething. It could be gas. If you pick your baby up, the first thing I do, instead of sticking a bottle in their mouth, I pick them up and I burp them. And when I say I burp them, I, lean them back and forth and pat their backs. And sometimes it's just a huge, big burp. And sometimes they start tooting. So I know that it's gas. And if I keep patting them, they're going back to sleep and I lay them back down. And that's the end of that. It's not that they're not sleeping through the night, it's they had gas. And I try to make sure when I feed them that I get a couple of burps out instead of just, oh, gave me a soft little burp. No, there's probably more gas down in there. And what you don't want is that by the end of the day, if you only got one little soft burp and that baby has eaten 6, 7 times during the day, that gas is building up and building up and building up. And when you lay them down and they're quiet and sleepy at night, it builds up and this big gas bubble comes up. And if you have ever had gas, it can be in your back, it can be in your stomach, it can move. I thought I had a heart attack one time because a bubble moved in between my heart and my lungs. I'm at the hospital thinking, "Oh Lord, please save me. I don't want to die young," because I thought I was having a heart attack and it was a gas bubble. But every time I breathed in, it hurt so bad to breathe in. And pretty much the nurse came in and patted me on my back and she burped me. Literally, she burped me. The gas bubble went away. I felt so stupid. But at the same time, I was relieved that it was just a gas bubble and I wasn't having a heart attack. So it makes a difference when you are tending to your baby at night between teething and gas and routine. And there's a new, when I say routine, I mean if your child has been doing has the same patterns all the time, it has become a routine. And it's not necessarily they're just waking up just because they're waking up. They're waking up because that's their routine. That's what they have done. And until you change something so their routine will change, they will continue to do the same thing over and over and over again. Now I have some questions. Let me look and see. I have a lot of questions. Okay. Uh, my little one is teething now. Oh, and it hurts my heart. I don't know why, but I only trust older Black women to care for my children. Wow. I've heard that personally. I've heard that before. I've heard that. You're not the first person I've heard that from. I love you so much. You taught me so much. Thank you, mommy, to Bianca. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad that I was able to teach you some things. Uh, Miss CCB says, LOL, that's right. Advocate for themselves. Yes, if you think about it, they want what they want and they want it now. They don't care that you're sleeping. They don't care that it's the middle of the night. They care about this is the need that I have, and I need you to come meet my need because this is what you always do. So when you change a few things, change their routines, or even create a new nighttime routine for them to go to sleep. I spoke with uh, a parent earlier today, and we talked about the red light, about the hatch system, about starting a routine. Maybe that's something that you need to do in order to change your child's bedtime routine, to change the way that they view sleep. Also, the crib, and I'm going to make a video about this. Do you use your baby's crib as a place to hold them? And you put them in the crib and put toys around them while you go to the bathroom or while you're washing dishes or while you're cleaning up or doing whatever you're doing. If you're doing that, you're confusing your baby. Am I supposed to sleep here or am I supposed to play here? I try, and this is my personal, you can do what you want to do. Personally, I use the crib for sleeping. If every once in a while I need to run to the bathroom and I need a safe place for you to be, and I'm not up front where the playpen is and the other bathroom is, we're in the back. I will go and put the child in the crib, tell them I'm coming right back. Yes, they're screaming and hollering, but you have to take care of your needs too. Not only your child, but to take care of your child's needs too. But I will put them in the crib and let them sit there, go do what I need to do, come back, pick them up. But what I don't do is put toys and books and things in the crib with them or use the crib as a holding space. There's plenty of other places I can put them in the exercise saucer. I can put them in the bouncy seat. I can put them in the high chair. I can put them in the swing while they're watching me, or put them in the play yard where I can see them, they can see me, and I can still get my work done. I don't like using the crib as a holding space, is what I'm saying, because it confuses the baby. You put me in here all the time with toys. Where are my toys? Oh, you expect me to sleep? It's playtime. I come in this place to play. That's what you've made it to me, a place to play. So if you're making the crib a place to play instead of a place to sleep, that may be one of the reasons why your child is not sleeping, because their brain says this is the place where we play. They remember this is the place where I play, not the place where I sleep. So if you have started that, you might want to start reversing that now, especially if your child is getting older and you want them in that toddler stage, you want them to actually sleep in the crib. I, when my bedtime routine, even nap time routine, includes the red light on a low setting. So it's almost like a red glow and it's dark. And it also includes a sound machine. I have the sound machine on one side of the room, the crib is on the other side of the room. The reason I do that is because the sound machine is on the side where all the noise is coming from outside the door. So anything that passes by the door, the sound machine kind of covers it up. The baby's crib is on the other side of the room where it doesn't hurt their ears for it to be louder on the other side of the room. Uh, I need it to be louder where the loud noise is coming from and softer where the baby is. So I move the crib and the noise sound machine on two different sides of the room. And that way it blocks out the noise and it's not hurting the baby's ears at the same time. So I turn the sound machine on low as we're getting ready for bed. If I'm feeding the baby before they go to bed, I turn the sound machine on low. I turn the lights down low. Me turning those lights on, and I'm consistent about it because that light and the sound machine and giving the bottle triggers, it is time for sleeping. It's a brain trigger. It's just like Pavlov's dog where he rang the bell while the dog was eating, and he kept ringing the bell while the dog was eating, and eventually he would just ring the bell, and the dog knew, oh, it's time to eat. Your baby's brain thoughts go that way too. You turn the lights down, you turn the sound machine on, you give the bottle. Brain trigger, it's time for us to go to sleep. So if it's time for us to go to sleep, then your baby's body reacts to those triggers too to get your child to go to sleep. So you might want to try a new routine as you're going to sleep to trigger your baby's brain to get them to go to sleep sooner rather than later without all the crying, no, I don't want to go to sleep. No, you can't make me go to sleep. And they're climbing all over you, and you trying to put them in the crib, and they got their arms. It seems like they become an octopus because they got an arm here, arm there, up here, up there, and round your waist and everywhere else. If you don't want that little octopus to come out, change your routines and try something different, but be consistent. And when I say consistent, I mean more than 2 or 3 times. I tried it 2 or 3 times. That's not consistency. It takes 21 days to learn a habit or retrain a habit. It's going to take at least 3, 4, 5, 6 days for your child to start responding to, hey, this is different. Hey, we're doing this all the time now. Hey, this means I go to sleep. So be consistent more than 3 or 4 times, more than 3 or 4 days. Be consistent. And when you're consistent, that's when you see results. If you give up too soon and you say, oh, it is change is hard for everybody. It's hard for you, it's hard for me, and it's hard for your child. But if you don't change some things, you're going to still get the same results. And if you don't change some things and expect new results, that's insanity. So change some things. Hi, Toya. How are you? Children are such order, and it is okay to let them sleep. No sleep time. Yes. Yes, you're so right. Okay, let me not pronounce your right. Adenike? Okay. I'm not even gonna botch your name up. I'm just gonna leave it alone. How you doing? And thank you for chiming in. I hate botching up people's name. My 5-month-old is teething. Is there something specific that I should be doing? Cool toys. Some of the gel toys. There are also teethers that you can put in their mouths. Teethers you can put in the freezer. Um, You could also, if you want to do medicines, check with your pediatrician first. But there are also teething tablets. There's Tylenol. Um, there are teething toys. There are teething bibs that you can get to. That has like a little triangle on the bottom of it, and they just can automatically put it in their mouths. Um, but get soft teething toys for them to chew on. That's the best thing. Give them something to chew on. Chew, 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 chew. I like to use cold baby carrots, especially before the teeth come in. Uh, I will freeze them or I'll put them in the back of the refrigerator where it's the coldest and let them chew on them. Those are good. Um, but your child is 5 months old. Your child's not eating yet, so I wouldn't do the carrots until after they start eating solid foods because that is a food and they will suck on it too and get the juice from the carrots out of it. So wait until your baby's actually eating uh, solid foods before you start uh, using food tours, uh, food teethers, I should say. Also, if your baby is eating solid food, sometimes it's hard for them to eat when they're teething. Get you some mesh or silicone feeders. They look like little popsicles, and you can put milk in there. You can put water in there. You can put food in there. If they're not eating, if they're having difficulty eating, I like to do some boiled carrots, do um, some mushy pears that are already ripened, bananas, strawberries, uh, blueberries, sweet potatoes, any puree, if you have pureed food and you have put it in the freezer and in a little cube, I'll pop one of those little cubes in there and give it to them. It soothes their gums and they suck on it and they actually swallow the food as they're teething, chewing on the teething. It's actually feeding them too because it's hard to get food into a teething baby. They may even refuse the bottle because that suction, it hurts their gums because it's a pulling, and it literally feels like their teeth are being pulled out because that suction. And if your child is a greedy child like mine was, he had, I mean, he could finish an 8-ounce bottle in like less than 2 minutes flat. I mean, he would suck that thing. And if your child has a Hoover effect, a Hoover mouth, or that suction, then that hurts. And they probably will refuse it. That's why I said put it in the freezer and give it to them in one of those mesh feeders. And while they're sucking or are chewing on it, they're also swallowing the milk. While they're chewing on the food, they're also swallowing the food. So it's a way of getting them to eat while teething. Teething has this kind of, and also teething has a lot of ways of affecting babies. They will start drooling, and the drool from their mouth can sometimes cause a rash around the mouth. I like to put what is it? The Aquaphor. I start here. I don't put it near their mouth. I start here and put it around there. So if they get a rash, you can also go to the doctor. The doctor can suggest some things for you to put on there to kind of protect their uh, precious skin from the drool. So those are some things that you can do. And also, teething can also cause a low grade fever. So um, make sure you know that. And it can also affect the ears. So if your baby is pulling at their ears, it can ask that babies actually have gotten ear infections from teething. Mine did. Two of mine did. So just be aware of it. I'm not saying that this is going to happen to your child, but what I am saying is be aware that it can happen. So if your baby is crying and you see no physical signs, it could, and they're starting to go like this at their ears or pull at their ears or going like this or just kind of banging on their ears may be popping, it may be hurting, and it's possibly it's from the teething. And then there is possibility that it's from, an actual ear infection. So be sure you check those out. Be sure be aware of that and check those out. This is why my second child was so much easier. Wasn't the baby, it was experience. Yes, your experience, the more experience you have with children, the more you know, okay, I tried this trick, let me try that trick. Let me try this trick, let me try that trick. Let me try. You get a lot of tricks up in your arsenal to try with that second child that you didn't think of to try with the first child because it was mostly trial and error. But yes, experience has a lot to do with child to child. Once you have that second child, you're like, oh, okay, I got this. I know what to do for this. I know what to do for that. I know I've been there and done that. So yes, it does get easier. And they get so much more excited when they do it on their own. Yes, yes, yes. When those toddlers when they get to like 10, 11 months old and they figure out how to do things, yes, they get excited, even though the frustration, and they're like this 1 minute, and then it happens, they're like, and you see that smile, like, yes. And so, my baby girl, she just claps her hands like I did it, and I clap my hands right along with her because I cheer her on to be independent. I try to make all the babies that I work with as independent as possible because it helps the parents out when they need to do something. I try to, sit in the high chair. I go wash the dishes while the baby's in the high chair. Get the baby a toy. There are little toys that you can with suction cups you can stick on the high chair, and it teaches them how to wait and entertain the little things. Entertain them, and when they start getting kind of cranky, I start talking to them. What are you doing over there? What's going on? I try to entertain them and I talk them through it. And if you start talking to your child while they're going through all this crying and whining, if you talk to them and calm them down with your voice, it the more often you talk to them, the more likely they are to calm down in future. But you got to start somewhere. So start talking to them. I understand that you're upset. I have just one more dish to wash, and then I'm coming to get you, and then we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, and we're going to do this. Your child understands more than you give them credit for. I promise you they do. They understand more than you give them credit for. So don't take your child for granted. They know, and they will react accordingly. What if they just get more upset? My daughter just screams the second I put her down. Like I said, start talking to her. Put her down and say, "Mommy's got to go do this. Mommy's coming right back. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, or whatever the case may be." And if it's something close by, talk to her throughout the whole thing. I'm not saying let her sit there and cry for 10 minutes, but give her a couple of minutes while you're talking to them to settle down. Give her a couple of minutes to realize I'm still here. When they're all screaming and in their head, they can't see and they don't notice, hey, Mama's still here. Why am I crying? She didn't leave me. She's right here with me. They don't understand that because their minds are so bent on I want you to pick me up. I need you. And how dare you? And it's a thing of separation anxiety. Depends on how old your child is. Separation anxiety plays a lot in that. So when you put them down, talk. I always talk to them. Okay, I'm going to put you down here on the floor, and I'm going to go get your bottle, and I'll come right back. Now you may get the screaming blood and murder. It only takes you 30 seconds. 30 seconds to go to the refrigerator and come back. Get the bottle, whatever. But they need to know that you're coming back. Hey, I'm back. Did you have fun while I was gone? Well, to them, like, oh, heck no, I didn't have fun. You left me. But to you, it's like, see, mommy always comes back. I told you I was coming back. I went and got your bottle. Here's your bottle. Are you ready to eat? Talk calmly to your child. They understand. And the more you have dialogue, and it may seem like I'm sitting here talking to a 11-month-old, they don't understand a word I'm saying. Yes, they do. And they pick up on those things. They know exactly what you're talking about. So keep talking to your daughter and doing keep doing what you need to do because she will see I can sit here for a few seconds, let mommy go get my bottle and come right back. After a while, it'll get to the point where you tell them that I'll be right back, and they may go, ah, and then when you're gone, but it's not this loud screaming, yelling, I can't do without you. Come back and get me now. It may be and then you come back, and then they go, Mommy's here. Yay. And you're like, see, I told you I was coming back. You have to talk your way through it. You have to condition your child to knowing I'm coming back. You're going to be okay. Nothing's going to happen to you. I am still in the house. I am still in charge. I'm not going to let anything happen to you. But I also need you to be independent. I also need for you to sit here and get, because I need both of my hands. And it's not a bad thing for them not to see you for a few seconds. I promise you it's not. My grandmother used to say, if they're crying, they're not dead. And it used to bother me when she said, I'm like, what do you mean if they're crying, they're not dead? And she said, there's sometimes that you're gonna have to leave your child and they're gonna cry because you're gone. But if you continue to hold that child and you're getting frustrated and just want the child to just be quiet, you may snap because of postpartum. Postpartum is so real. You may snap and you may uh not know that you are, come on baby, stop crying, please stop crying. Your hands going like this with your baby in your hands, you're trying to comfort your baby, but you don't realize the force behind your hands, and it could accidentally have that shaken baby syndrome. You don't want that to happen. I talked about that in a video too, about putting your baby down, walking away, breathe, get yourself together, and then come back. That's when I realized my grandmother said, if the baby's still crying, they're not dead, which means that you didn't snap and do something to your child because was a, she took care of kids. Um, she had 16 of her own, but she took care of other people's kids. But she taught me a lot of lessons about kids and what kids can and cannot do. And your tolerance level, it takes time to get to the point where I am now. I can hear a cry and know, oh, they're just rolling over. Or I can hear and know that, oh, well, that she dropped the toy or the pacifier fell out the mouth. I know these cries because I pay attention. That doesn't mean, okay, go get them. No, you let them adjust. It takes time to get to that point. And right now, when the baby, that witching hour, when the babies just cry, 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 cry for no reason, it doesn't bother me anymore. I just calmly and smoothly talk to the baby. It's okay. I got you. I'm holding you. I sing songs to the baby. It does not make me cringe. It does not make me emotionally, oh, I wish this baby would stop crying. Those are new parent feelings. Those are new nanny feelings. Those are feelings that probably brand new dad has too. Because I don't know what to do to get my baby to stop crying. And sometimes there is no reasoning for their crying. They just need you to hold them, to comfort them, to talk to them, and to uh, just be there for them. And to me, when they do all of that crying and I'm sitting there holding them, it's background noise to me at this point because I've been doing this for 40 years. So I know what to do. I know how to do it. It was trial and error to get to this point. The more you practice with your baby, the more you become comfortable in what you're doing. But if you don't ever practice and you think, oh, I'm doing something wrong, people are going to look at me crazy because I let my baby cry for 2 minutes while I went to the bathroom. They're going to be mad at me because I went and roamed at the bottle and I forgot to do it before. There's going to be plenty of times when your baby is going to cry because you forgot to do something or you need to do something. Don't feel guilty about your baby crying when you know you're not doing anything to hurt your baby. You're not intentionally hurting your baby. You're trying to help your baby by hurrying up. Let me hurry up and get this done because I know the baby's going to need it. When babies cry, when I'm changing their pampers, I just talk to them. I know you're upset because I'm changing your pamper, but I'm going to wipe your little bottom. You have poop everywhere. And I just talk to them. I forecast and tell them what I'm doing. And eventually they get to the point where they don't cry anymore. But I still talk to them and let them know what I am doing. And they learn to trust that soothing, calm voice. And when they learn to trust that soothing, calm voice, a lot of things that they used to cry about and whine about, most of the time, I'm not going to say all the time, most of the time they stop. Or they just kind of go, if they're in discomfort, they just kind of go, There's not a full blown cry, tears everywhere, and all of that. It's just a whine. It calms down. And sometimes you don't even notice it has calmed down until, wait a minute, they're not crying anymore. Wait a minute, what just happened here? You did your job. You got it right. You took the time to be patient, to practice what you were doing, and be consistent. Those are my three words. If y'all don't know nothing about me, I say patience, practice, and consistency. You got to have those three. And you got to practice with your child. If you want your child to be independent, because when you go to their rescue all the time, every time they you stifle their creativity, you stifle their growth. They won't crawl for you. They won't, and you giving them the toys all the time, they drop it in. If you keep giving it back to them, giving it back to them, giving it back to them, especially during tummy time is, I want you to have tummy time. I want you to move. I want you to roll over. I want you to be able to scoot across the floor. I want you to do that army crawl. I want you to eventually, start pulling up on furniture. And I don't want you to fall down, but I want you to be able to be independent and continue to grow. And they can't do that if you're doing it for them. Know that, you know, at first, yes, you're going to have to help them. But as they grow and you see them, I use children's frustration to push them forward to accomplishment. Yes, I'm mad. I'm mad. I can't get that toy. I can't get that toy. Oh, and they kick their foot and they flip over and they're, oh, what just happened? Oh my God. And it scares them and they start crying. And you're like, yes, you rolled over for the first time. Yes. They don't even realize what they did. But because they were so frustrated and mad, they flipped over. Not that they were screaming and crying, but they were just kind of, like, I can't get it. I can't do it. It won't do what I wanted to do. And they flip over. And there you go. And then they figure out, they get frustrated again and they do the same thing. And pretty soon, they don't have to get frustrated to do it. They just kick their foot. Oh, I can just flip over on my own, kick my foot and flip. I just kick my foot and flip. And then they start perfecting it because you have given them the time to get frustrated and to work it out. And you have given them the praise that they need to keep moving forward. That's what you want. You want to raise your child to not to. It doesn't mean that your child doesn't need you anymore. It's that you're giving them the opportunity to grow and be creative on their own. The same goes with toys. A lot of times we want to put the toys and show them, okay, this is how the toy works and you need to do it this way. No, 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 don't put it over there. Put it in here. It goes in here. Let your child explore with the toy. They sometimes children learn more from exploring than they do from us telling. If the puzzle piece is not fitting in there, I sit down with my baby girl and she's trying to get the puzzle piece in there. I'll take a piece and a separate piece. She's still sitting there. I don't tell her, turn it around, do this, do that, do that. I take it and I'll just kind of put it in there wrong and then I'll twist it and I'll turn it and then, oh, yeah, there it is right there. She'll start twisting and turning, imitating me. So I'm not telling her what to do. I'm literally showing her how it's done so that she can do it on her own to figure out how to put that toy in there. Once I know she knows how to do it, I walk away. And whatever else she does with those toys, sometimes she piles them up, the pieces up in a pile, and see how tall she can make it. And then sometimes she knocks the pile over. Sometimes she just throws the puzzle back in the bucket and throw the puzzle pieces over in there. I let her explore and figure out some things on her own. I will show her, but I don't say, you got to do it this way or you got to do it that way. I just show her and she goes and does it herself. Or she'll snatch the toy from me like I want to do it on my own. And I'll see her over in the corner trying to do what I did. It makes a difference when you have a different approach to what's going on. I think my baby, hold on, I got all these. I think my baby is teething now. Gosh, it's rough. My baby is teething and had this gas problem too. Oh, teething and gas at the same time. Oh my gosh. I feel for you. I feel for you, Maha Fresh. Hi, I'm having my first baby April 1st. Wow, congratulations, ma'am. I have a question. Okay. Did you put your question, any advice on sleep training without crying it out at 4 months? Okay, so At 4 months old, your child is going through sleep regression. I like to call it sleep progression because that's at the time when they start rolling over, start scooting, trying to move. And it's hard for their brains to kind of shut down because they're moving, 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 moving. And in their brain, they can do more than what their body will physically do for them. So their brain telling their bodies to do something, and their body's like, we can't do that yet. Brain, slow down. Let me get my limbs together. I can't do that yet. But they get frustrated because they can't do that yet. It's going to happen again when they start crawling and pulling up in their crib. That's their, should I say, their practice ground, because you'll see them trying to rock on all fours, and then nope, can't move forward yet, and they'll fall down and hit their face, face plant on the mattress. That's the safest place for them to practice. But at 4 months old, I suggest that you keep your child as close to their schedule as possible. Um, do the Create a routine for nap time, and if you have that routine, try uh, keeping them as close to that routine as possible, because they will grow out of it if you're consistent and go through it. Some babies, it takes a whole month or two to get back in order. Some babies, it takes 2 or 3 weeks to get in order. But if you keep on that schedule and you keep them on the schedule or the routine, they will more than likely, because their bodies are used to and regulated to that all the time. That's uh, a good sign of them moving. I shouldn't say that's a good sign. Keep them on the routine, because it's a good sign that they will continue that routine. It's more than likely they will continue the routine that you have them on. But if you take them off of the schedule, or you say, well, this isn't working, let me try something else, it might mess up their routine. Know your child. Sometimes at 4 months old, babies are on a 90-minute up, 90 minutes down schedule. Sometimes it may be I need to switch from 4 naps a day to possibly 3 naps a day. I'm not sleepy at this time. So it may be a slight adjustment in the schedule. And I mean slight, not, oh, we're going to keep you up for an extra hour and a half. No. When I say slight, I mean 15 to 20 minutes, 30 at the most, of adjusting that schedule so that they'll be sleepy enough they can go down and at least have an hour nap. Oh, they're currently contact napping. Okay, so they need to be on your chest to nap. Thank you, Faye L. Reed. Thank you for the rose. Yeah, contact sleeping can be hard because they know when you put them down. Again, adjusting your schedule, adjusting the way that you do that, because I have had babies who like to contact, and the way I do it is while they're sleeping on me, I start rocking them, one hand under their bottom, one hand under their head, supporting their head and neck, and I just kind of rock, and I'm rocking, and as I'm rocking, I'm lowering them into the crib. So all they feel is the rocking, and I slowly lower them. If your back is not good, don't try it. I'm just telling you, it can be bad on your back. But at this point, at 4 months old, the crib is still pretty high and they don't really need it adjusted down. So I kind of rock and rock and rock. And then as I get to and the reason I have my hand under their head is when I get to the mattress, they don't feel that coldness in the back of their neck. Because that's immediately a, you put me down. Nope, not gonna have it. Ah! I put it on and I just rock. And I kind of, even when I get them on the mattress, I kind of just slowly rock them and remove my hands. And those who fight it real hard, I usually get about a 45-minute nap out of them, which is good because they've already slept 30 minutes on me. It took them forever because no, you're not gonna put me down. No, you're not gonna put me down. No, 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 no. Every time I would move or adjust, they would like, no, no, no. They wake up. So if I can get a 45-minute nap in the crib, that's progress. Even slow progress is progress. So even if they're moving slow, I just have my methods of doing things, of ways to find, you some babies you have to outsmart them because they are too smart. Nope, you're not gonna put me down. I felt you moving. Oh, nope. You have to be able to find little techniques and find little things that work for you to get that baby down. So practice, switch it up, change it up, find a way of maneuvering around the baby's uh, awareness, and that's how you that's how I've survived and do sleep training and all that for so many years, because each baby is different, and I have to listen to them and know them. It's like, okay, all right, I got you, I got you. Once I figure it out, and then I start less time. Instead of 30 minutes on my chest, we go down to 25 or 20. And I decrease the time on my chest, and it increases the time in the crib. So you can't just cold turkey a baby unless they're absolutely ready for it. But there are gradual ways of doing it to get them to go and do what you want them to do. So gradually work it. Any advice on child attachment to grandparents so much? He always with me 24/7, but how when he sees grandparents wants to stay with them and will not come with me. 2.5 years old. As a grandparent, uh, I've been there and done it as a nanny. Mom and dad come, they want mom and dad. I walk in the room, Gigi! And they run into me and they don't want to stay with mom and daddy. You're going to have to come up with a routine. Um, I found that playing games, talking to the child, having an activity ready, a fun activity ready for uh, or the child, or a fun snack. And when I say a fun snack, it could be vegetables, in the shape of an elephant or a giraffe. Or I like to use the little celery with make the little cars with I use like the half grapes and make little wheels and a little celery boat. And then I put peanut butter in there, and I put little pretzel for the steering wheel, and I put two raisins as the headlights. Yeah, something fun that they want to do, or a game to play to get them to ease away from the grandparents. So it's like I said, you kids are very smart, and you have to outsmart them. You have to be 3 steps ahead of them, because they gonna knock you 2 steps back, because they are so smart. Oh, she thinks she's gonna fool me. Nope, I'm not doing it. And you get them halfway lured in. It's like, okay, I got you. They're like, nope, I'm pulling back. So yeah, you have to basically, you know, outsmart them. Hold on. Thank you for sharing my live, uh, Melanie. Melanie Sewell. Thank you for sharing my live. Thank you to Crafty to Handle. Thank you for sharing my live. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Beverly Crawford, for sharing my live. Uh, Miss Mama's 24. How do you transition from co-sleeping? Okay, so I would suggest that you start doing nap time. Nap time is is a shorter period of time, and it gets them in their crib. But you have to have a routine, and you have to be patient, you have to practice, and you have to be consistent. Okay? There will probably be some crying involved. I'm not telling you to let your child cry it out, but I'm just saying there's going to be some crying of, I don't want to do this. But be consistent. Even if they stay in the crib for 5 minutes, that's 5 minutes that they weren't staying in there. Work your way up. Like I said, slow progress is progress. And once your baby becomes confident that, this is my safe place, this is where I need to be, this is my own special place. I get to do whatever I want to in here, because there's nothing in the crib, they're limited. Okay, my eye is starting to water. I'm sorry. Let me grab. I need a napkin to dab my eye. This is my injured eye. Most of y'all don't know it, but I have an eye injury that is, let's see, 30 years old. Back in 1992, I injured my eye, and I've had several surgeries on it, but it's very sensitive to light, and I've been reading a lot today. So me being on here on the computer is stressing it out. So I'm going to close this out in a few minutes, uh, so that I won't get a massive headache from my eye hurting. But you have to start slowly and create a routine. Make the room conducive to sleep. Um, with the sound machine, and or play some low music. I like the sound machine. Um, red light, low red light. If you feed your baby before they go to sleep, I would have. I like the hatch because I can do it from my phone, and as I'm making the bottle, I can set up the room. I can turn the lights, have the lights turned off, and turn the hatch in the red light on in the hatch, have it turned on. So when we walk in the room, it's quiet. I'm gonna say quiet. It is set up for sleep. Go in, close the door, feed the bottle, sing a song, whatever you're gonna do. Pat them on their back, burp them, and all that, so that the sound machine, the red light, it triggers. It's time to go to sleep. Be consistent with that, especially in during nap times. Be consistent. If that's how you're going to start out, be consistent and work towards longer times in the crib. And once they get to sleeping in the crib, you can, they get used to the crib. You can start putting them in there at night. Now they may wake up in the middle of the night, want to come back to your room, uh, which is fine. But work towards getting longer and longer periods of time in the crib. So that it's a slow transition unless your baby is ready for it. It's a slow transition. And like I said, there are gonna be some I don't want to do this tears, but it can be done. I nanny too, and the kids know I bring fun things and music. The baby didn't want to go back to mama. Oh yeah. Lotus Eternal, yes. Sometimes because we know our jobs and because we know about the separation anxiety, and we come prepared for that separation anxiety because they're not going to want to go. I always have, okay, so mommy's going to go to work and we're going to go outside and go to the park. The park, yes. Tell mommy bye bye, bye bye, mommy. And they're so excited to go to the park because, you know, if I just came in and said, okay, tell mommy bye bye, no, I don't want mommy to leave. Please don't leave me, mommy. And they're hanging on the mama's leg, and then mama leaves. They fall down on the floor, pitching a fit, and no, I want my mommy, I want my mommy, I want my mommy. And then the whole day, all day long, where's my mommy? I want my mommy. Whereas if they come in with a pleasant uh, activity to do, something pleasant to do, music. I love music because it changes the atmosphere, it changes attitudes. Um, and I turn the music on, and it's a totally different thing. And Like Lotus Eternal said, she's bring the music. Babies know. They know that you coming with the fun. And if you're coming in with the fun, teach the same thing to mama. Come in with the fun. I know you may be tired at the end of the day. Take a couple of minutes in the car to sit down and okay, leave work behind, mom mode. All right, I got this. And you go in with, guess what we're gonna do tonight? Guess what we're making? And let the kids cook dinner with you. Oh, that's so exciting. Yes. Uh, and sometimes it takes those transitions to get them to realize, okay, it's okay to be mommy. Okay, it's okay to be with the nanny. It's okay for either one of them to not be here with me. So sometimes you have to do those things in order to get them um, to trust that they're okay in that situation. We barely see. Okay, hold on. Thanks for your response. You're welcome. You're welcome. And try giving her favorite snacks and toys what she loves, always ending it with a huge tantrum. Okay. Oh. Okay, this happens normally when we are leaving their house and recently started doing with some relatives we barely see. He has a baby sister of 10 months. Ah, now why didn't you say that at first? I know what it is. If you had told me that at first, I could have told you what it was. And try giving her favorite snacks or toys, which he loves, always ending it with a huge tantrum. Okay, it's weird. Okay, and Car. He has a 10-month-old sister. He's 2.5 years old. It's called regression. He was center of attention until the 10-month-old came, until the baby came. Now he's having to share his attention with you and with the baby. The baby's probably getting more attention than he's getting. He can't tell you, Mama, I want some of your attention too. You're giving the baby too much attention. Why are you always with the baby? So when he goes to grandparents' house and they dote on him and he's the center of attention, of course he's not going to want to leave. Because when I go home with you, guess what? I got to split my attention between mama's attention with me between the baby and me, and baby's getting more attention to me right now because baby's more needy. He can't tell you that I am mad, I am upset because you are spending more time with her. What you need to do is find time, drop the baby off, go spend time, one on one time with him, and have some time where it's just him. I tell this to all my new parents. Have some, if you have older siblings, spend some one on one time without the baby. This is our time to spend time together, but also include him and give him special jobs like he gets to sit down and feed the baby, or he gets um, get to watch his favorite show while you're feeding the baby, or um, have him. You go bring the diaper. Let's change the baby. Let him help wash the dishes. 2 year olds like helping to wash the dishes, even if they're just playing in the water. Make time for them to play in the water with you. The baby's sleeping. Read a book. Do whatever you need to do to spend time with him. Let the housework go to the wayside for a minute. Sometimes you have to, but that's what he needs. He needs some one-on-one time with you because he's feeling neglected. If you had told me that at first, I would have went down that road the first time. But that's what's going on. 5 month old to take naps. I can't seem to get my 5 month old to take naps the same time. Wait a minute. Do you have more than one? Is it two babies trying to get the baby to take naps at the same time, or you're trying to get your baby on a schedule to take naps at the same time? That's what I need to know. Okay, I'm gonna answer this last question, and then I gotta go because it's 4 o'clock and my eye is starting to water. Okay, Melanie Sewell, I don't know if you're still here. You're welcome in, and Dot Carr. It would be nice at the same time. Okay, so at the same time, so you're trying to set a routine, a schedule. If you say in the same time, it's a schedule. And your baby's 5 months old. Um, it depends on, are you waking your child up at the same time every day? In order to put that your child on a schedule, it needs to be pretty much the same thing every day. Say you wake up, have tummy time, and are you putting at 5.5 months old, at 5 months old? No, it's up to 3 months old. So if your baby wakes up at 7, 9:30 should be a nap time. No more than 2 hours, 2.5 hours. 9:30. If they wake up at 7, 9:30 should be a nap time. And how many naps a day are you trying to give her? Hello, Happy Alone. Thank you for joining me. Okay. I'm getting I'm getting notifications dropping down. Okay. So you want them at the same time. Um, you're going to have to, like I said, it's going to take time, patience, and practice. It's going to take patience, practice, consistency, and it's going to take time to get her on a schedule. And by the time you get on that schedule, it's going to be time to change her again. Because if she's usually up at 7, 7:30, probably 3 or 4. Okay, so at 5 months old, how long are your naps? How long are her naps? Are they 2 hours, 3 hours? How long are her naps? Are they an hour and a half? Or it just varies? Yes, I did answer the question about transitioning co-sleeping baby. Um, started nap time. Okay, so that's where you're going, where your problem is. It varies. No, no, no. I'll come back to you. Just hold on a minute, Miss Mama. Hold on. Um, Melanie, if you want her to take consistent naps, and you said it varies. If you decide she's going to take a 2-hour nap, then at 2 hours you go pick her up. If her nap is from 9:30 to 11:30, 11:30 you go wake her up. You don't just let her sleep until she wakes up. You're gonna have bad sleep patterns there. Wake her up at 11:30. If her nap time is from 9:30 to 11:30, wake her up at 11:30. Feed her tummy time, play, whatever needs to be done, and then she goes down for her next nap at probably around 1:30, 2:30, to 5:30. And have a short nap, in the evening, and then put her down. Because if she's taking 2-hour naps at 5 months old, she's gonna need 2 to 3 naps a day. And if it's varying, I would say more like 3 naps instead of 2. So um, make sure that you are waking her up. And you set the time. Wake her up at that time. Don't just let her sleep right on through. You wake her up so that she'll be sleepy for the next nap. And then whatever time that time is done with that nap, You wake her up if she's still sleeping, and then you're able to get the next that little short nap in the evening in. But if you let her just sleep, oh, she slept 4 hours for this nap. Oh, she slept for 1 hour that nap. That's because she had such a 4 hour nap. Well, she's probably not as tired. You probably didn't do anything. We didn't go outside. We didn't have tummy time. She didn't have time to get all that energy out. So be consistent with your time. Be consistent with waking her up. Um, and don't be afraid to wake up a sleeping baby. Sleep begets sleep. But if you let them sleep all day long, they're not going to sleep all night long. You got a choice, one or the other. But they do need naps. She does still need, she does need naps during the day. So be consistent with that. Okay. So last question about co-sleeping babies. Start out with nap time when she takes a nap. Even if it's just 5 minutes in the crib, put her in the crib and let her get used to it during nap time. As she gets used to it in nap time, create a routine for the nap time. So if you put her in a crib, have the dark red light on, the red light on um, at a low setting. If you're gonna feed her, feed her. If put the sound machine on. So you feed her, you burp her, and and then you put her down into the crib. And as I was saying, um, because she's so used to being up under you, I like to take them and that little tush in one hand and my hand behind their neck and back, supporting them, and I just kind of gently rock. And as I'm moving across, I slowly move across the room as I'm rocking. And I'm slowly lowering her into the crib as I'm rocking. And I have my hand under her head and her tush because those are the two places that her head that's going to hit first, especially if she's laying on her back. Those are the two places it's going to hit first. And either one of those places, her eyes are going to go, wait a minute, you tried to put me down. No, that's not going to work. I put it, and even when I have her in the crib, I'm gently rocking. I'm gently rocking at the same pace. So all her body feels is this. And once I got her in there, I slowly start moving my hands out from under her tush. And so just the top of her shoulders are kind of just rocking. So she still got that rocking motion going on, and her body can feel it, and it's going in her head. And then she's like, when you hear that, you know she's gone. And you slowly pull your arm out and you walk away. And even if she's only in there 5 minutes, that's 5 minutes longer than what you had. Each day, each nap, do the same thing so that you build up a routine, you build up a triggers for her brain to go to sleep, stay to sleep. It's all about those triggers for the brain. It's all about what you do and how you do it. If that doesn't work for you, find another way to get her into the crib. But that has worked for me. But if you don't have a strong back, I wouldn't try it. I've been doing this for years, so my back and my body is used to that transition. My body is used to uh, doing the rock and slowly lowering as I'm rocking and slowly going. It will build up muscles in your arms, that's for sure. But I promise you will get some time, and it's going to take patience, and it's going to take practice, and the main thing, consistency. Every nap, every nap, every nap. And once she gets used to being in the crib during nap time, you start nighttime. And even if you get 30 minutes at night, continue to be consistent. Continue to put her in there. That start her out in there. Don't start her out in your bedroom and try to transfer her to her room. Start out in her room, wherever her crib is. Start out in her crib. Because you trying to put her to sleep and then transferring it, that's not gonna work. Start out in there. so that she can see where she is and won't wake up startled. She knows where she is. Oh, this is where I am. Now, the first couple of times she may wake up startled because she might not remember that's where she is. But you need to be consistent about putting her in there. And so she knows where she is. You created a routine, uh, and her brain is triggered. The red light is on, the sound machine is on, mama's rocking me, time to go to sleep. The red light is on, the sound machine is on, mama's rocking me, it's time to go to sleep. Over and over again. The red light is on, the sound machine is on, mama's rocking me, it's time to go to sleep. So once that routine builds up in her mind, she's more accepting of it. Now I'm not gonna say they're not gonna be any tears, because it probably will be. But those are tears of, how dare you put me down in this crib? You know I co-sleep with you. I'm not having this. Come get me. That's what her cry is gonna be about. But go in, even if you have to sit down, start the process all over again. Rocking, patting, the red light is on, the and at this point, if you go get her, after you leave out and put her down, turn the red light off so she can sleep in the darkness, even during the day, so she can sleep in the darkness. And if you have to go back in and get her, I hope you got a good sense of her room, because you don't want to turn that red light back on. When you start out, the red light is on, which triggers the brain. When you leave out, the light is off. The sound machine is on, and she's sleeping. If you have to go back in, do not turn that red light on, because that will be a sign, especially at first, it'll be a sign, oh, the light's on. Let me wake up. Because she hadn't registered the lights on, sound machine's on, it's time to go to sleep. She has to have time to register it in her brain and get used to it. So don't turn the light on. If you have to go in there and get it, you're gonna have to depend upon your sound and your mama spidey senses to go get your baby and put her back down in the crib. Okay? So, and send me a DM, let me know how it's going. She said, oh my God, yes, she does when I put her down. Yep. And I also don't have a strong back. Well, it depends on how old your baby is. Um, because my baby decided she wanted to crawl early and roll over early and try to pull up, we had to lower the crib early. So that's why I say a strong back. If a crib is still moderately high, then you don't have to bend that far. But because baby I work with, we had to lower that crib. I was like, oh Jesus, this gonna be. So, but the good thing is, um, and that was when we were going through sleep regression. But the good thing is, she had been sleeping in her crib since day one, because I've been with her since she came home from the hospital, which makes it much more easy if you start a habit straight out the womb than it does when you wait till they get 10, 11 months old. And then you're like, okay, you need to go to your own bed now. And they're like, you ain't getting rid of me that quick. Like baby kids, y'all tried to leave me. You ain't gonna leave me over here. No, mama. I'm coming with you. Wherever you going to sleep, that's where I'm going to sleep. And that's what she's gonna say. That's what those tears are gonna be about. So uh just know that it's gonna take patience, practice, and consistency. Okay? You got this. Let me know how it goes. Now I'm gonna get off here while my eye is calm and settled. And I'm gonna have me some dinner because I have to go to work overnight tonight. I got another little baby to go see. Uh, and we're in the middle of sleep training right now. So I will talk to you all later. I'll see you all on Thursday. And like I said, I'm making a video about the crib. And this video is my opinion. Y'all may see it differently, but it's my opinion as a sleep trainer. this is what I teach my parents. So uh, I welcome the feedback. As long as you can disagree with me, and that's fine. But there's a way to disagree. It if you come at me in a nasty tone, I will delete the post. I have done it before. I don't mind you disagreeing with me. Everybody does not going to do things the same. I realize that. But there's a way to disagree with someone without sounding threatening and sounding and cursing and all this other stuff. So, uh, yeah, I welcome your feedback. So, I will talk to you all on Thursday. You all have a good afternoon, a good Sunday, and yeah, I'll see you later.